Hey guys, this is Jay and welcome back to the channel. Today we are covering the topic namespace. We are trying to understand what is namespace in C Sharp. So in programming world, especially when your projects grow and your projects become thousands and thousand lines of code, it is very hard to manage the code. And then you need a proper organizational system. Let's try to understand with a simple example. Uh, let's say you have a kids in your house and you have bunch of toys. And how do you manage those toys? You keep different kind of boxes, you bring different kind of boxes, a container system, and then you put, depending on the category of the toys, you start putting those boxes. If you have legos, it goes into the lego box. If you have cars with the battery system with remotes, right? You put in one of the boxes. Similarly, if you have magic tiles, you put in another boxes. So same thing in real world, in programming also happens the same thing. Namespace works like a boxes, right? Where you have the related codes which you put in one of the namespace. Let's say you are working on a mapper classes, so all the codes related with the mapper classes you would like to put in the namespace, which starts with mapper or something. You have put it right. Similarly, you have data access logic, so you can put in namespace which start with the data access, with the name of data access, right? So that's the whole idea behind the namespace, is that it is a logical container where you can put all your codes inside that namespace. Let's try to understand with the proper example, right? And what the problem namespace solves. So let's say that you are working on a employee module where there is a person object which is having employee ID and employee name, and class name is person. And then you have another module, let's say it is a CRM module, where you are representing a person object as well. Here the only difference is that person is not the employees, rather than person is a customer. And you have properties like customer ID and email, right? But again, this is also a person, right? So if I try to build this system, it's going to give a error message that, hey, your namespace already contains a definition of person. Why? The reason being that there is a person object already defined here, and then we are defining another person. Actually, it's a vice versa, right? So it's giving error for the other class. So there is a person object here, the customer person object is already defined here, so we cannot define another person object, right? And that's where the namespace comes into the rescue. Let's try to solve this one, how we are going to fix it. So what we can do, we can define the namespace, and this one is the employee one. So we can do something like my company dot HR system. We can do something like that. And we can have it here, this one. Now this one is a CRM module, right? So we can do something like namespace my company dot CRM system. Let's come here, and that's it. It's simple solution, right? So all we did that, we wrapped the class inside two different namespaces where it makes sense. So we put it the customer person object within the CRM system, and we put it the employee person object within the chart system, and that's it. I mean, it solved the problem. So that is how namespace you use it, you organize your code. I mean, this is extreme simple example, right? But once you will work on the real project where you have thousands and thousand lines of code, and you will have like a lot of codes to perform one thing, right? So you can organize the namespace. What other advantage, what is the other benefits of the namespace? So one thing is that you logically group your code within the namespace. It allows it resolve the naming conflict issue. It also improves your readability. When I say readability, what actually it means, that once you read your code, right, And the moment you see the namespace, you will be able to guess it, that what this code is all about. Let's say if it is UI related code, right? So you can have something like UI, you have data related code, you have data access logic code, you have business logic, or the anything. So that's how, right? It improves the readability. It also improves the reusability. When I say reusability, namespace, uh, if somebody using your library, and let's say you have code and you have defined some of the codes in your library, if somebody is using it based on the namespace, the person would be able to understand that, I mean, there is some code already exists. So uh, that is what namespace helps in terms of the best practices. You should be using a proper naming convention when you define the namespace. The best way is that use the Pascal case, for example, the way this is being here, rather than, don't go like a small case here, something like that. Don't go that. uh, the Pascal case is best suited for the name cases. You can also follow the hierarchical structure. What actually it means that you can design your namespace to reflect your project's logical structure. Start with your, the company or project name, and then drill down into the modules or layers. For example, your company dot your project dot business logic, or your company dot your project dot the data. So that's how you can do that. And that's it. I mean, we saw a practical look at namespace in C sharp. This might seem like a small detail, but mastering them is crucial for the writing clean, maintainable, and scalable C sharp application. And that's it for today for the namespace. If you find this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more C sharp tutorials, and let me know in comments below what other C sharp topics you would like me to cover. Thanks for watching.